Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, that sitteth in the seat that is comfortable. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law that he hideth sunrise and sundown. Him a go dear like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in the season. Him leap never a go wither, and whatsoever him doeth shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now they saw them dear like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous, for the Lord God Jah. Never the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I will perish. Let my people, the people of the Most High God, say, Jah! Kadama we grumabia tela exag beer tanaista lina ba shante 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 shante. Kadama we grumabia tela where two centuries meet in the name of the Most High Jah, and that's so Jaja there. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way, if Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks and I say unto your name, King of Kings, a Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, Amasa Yahuda, Amasa Negusto Daniel, Koma Ataya, Aimana Pio Aya, Karamawe Grumabea Tila, where twos and threes meet, at the sojaja there, as long as they meet in the name of the Most High Jah. Member say, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. How ma usobolisa adanu wato e wo asikle afo. How ma usobolisa akpe kaka. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. Now in every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire there is something really sumptuous and nutritious cooking. Now the interesting thing is this: ingredients of so many different types and shapes and colors, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, and then they produce what is known as food. Now the food does not even benefit the black pot, neither does it benefit the ingredients in the black pot. The food benefits us, the eaters. Same way. The black pot represents the continent of Africa, and the ingredients represent us as a people. We might put aside all our differences of skin shade, differences of creed, religion, faith, and come together to produce not food, but development for our people, our continent, our land. This is the black pot, and this must be the tree planting generation, the Joshua generation. We know we will not live long enough to benefit from the shade of the trees, but does it really matter when we know the next generation will benefit from this? This is the pot that is black, and this is the man, that man who is black. My name, Blakk RASTA. And of course, we are live on Pan-African TV, Africa's only Pan-African TV. Also live on Loud Silence TV. We are super live on Ghana Web TV. And we are live on Black Empire TV. This is in the service of God and country. And here we don't do politics. What we do is known as patriotism. And the interesting thing about us is we deal with the mindset. Now, if the mindset of the average African is right, every other thing will be righted. Africans dwell so much on roads, hospitals, and schools, and they term that development. But there's no development without a development upstairs. Think about that. That is why we are dealing with the mindset of the people. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodabo, where we speak truth to power. And of course, the first story runs, and what does it say? Watch it. It says what? Ghana Independence Day celebration, wasteful. Ghana Independence Day celebration, wasteful. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the whole of Africa. Is the whole of Africa liberated? Nkrumah said it is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the whole of Africa. Have we achieved that yet? Are we striving to be able to achieve that? Are we working towards uniting the whole of Africa, liberating the whole of Africa? And what does it mean to say liberation? Is it just that liberation of chasing the so-called colonial master out and getting a national flag and a national anthem? Is that what Nkrumah referred to as liberation? Nkrumah gave us two types of liberation, and both of them must be satisfied. In his speech in Conakry, he addressed Ghanaians from Conakry and said, to be able to achieve that kind of liberation and independence, we must have political independence, which is the independence of the national flag and the national anthem and chasing out the colonial master. And two, we must have economic independence. Does Africa have that economic independence? Does Ghana have that economic independence? If not, then the independence is incomplete. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total political, economic liberation of the whole of Africa. Somebody says the Ghana Independence Day celebration is wasteful. Who is this person? Former Attorney General, former boss of all the judges and lawyers of Ghana. This is the former CJ, the former Chief Justice. That is the highest level any legal person can rise to in this country called Ghana. That's why I started by saying Attorney General, the judges and the lawyers, they are all under the CJ. The highest office any legal practitioner can occupy in the profession. That's this woman. She trained under Nana Akufo-Addo. Recently, she came out and ruffled a lot of feathers. What did she say? She was talking about the so-called DDEP, Domestic Debt Exchange Program. And she made it clear that it will be a shameless country that will run after its aged, squeeze them out of their money in order to protect their self-inflicted injuries economically. This is the CJ. Sophia Akufu. Wonderful woman. What is she saying? Run that. Sophia Akufu trends after Independence Day comments. Former Chief Justice Sophia Akufu is drawing praise from Ghanaians following her comments on the celebration of the Independence Day of Ghana, which falls on Monday, 6th March 2023. The former Chief Justice, in an interview with CTFM, spoke about the need for the government to reconsider spending funds on Independence Day celebrations. She said that Independence Day should not be reduced to just merrymaking and marching. I think whatever money is going to be spent on this celebration, with everybody going to the Volta region, if they had selected a deprived district and built a new school, or selected a ramshackle district hospital or health center and upgraded it and named it Independence School or Independence Hospital, it will be good. Then every year they pick a region and a project and do it. That would be money better spent. This will inure to the benefit of the people and it will last. But they are going to talk, march, eat, and come back, and then that's all she is quoted to have said. Most Ghanaians on social media seem to agree with the comments made by the former Chief Justice. Some Ghanaians on Twitter are saying that there is no need to spend hundreds of thousands of Ghana cedis on Independence Day in this current economic difficulty. A tweet commended Sophia Akufu for her comments and urged other leading figures in the country to take a cue from her. God bless former CJ Sophia Akufu, unlike the scumbags who call themselves elders at Mate, Asante Enchi, Onyina, Otabil, Opuni, Frimpong, Gifty Afenyi Dazi, etc. A tweet wrote. Wow. Come here. My brother, my sister, Ghanaians in these times are becoming more and more conscious. In the days people complained that the little children would be asked to come and march in the hot sun, a lot of them would collapse out of dehydration. A lot more, in fact, would go home with some kind of ailment that we will not even be able to diagnose, all because they would stand in the sun for hours, march in the sun in hours, for hours, whilst all these so-called leaders, including the president, would be under the shade. Does it make sense to you? Some of the children go home sunstroked. Some of them collapse under the sun. Yet the president and all his appointees are under the shade, watching the children display sunstroked. The Chief Justice, former Chief Justice, says, no, please, make sure that you pick a certain area in Ghana and say that this year, the Independence Day Fund is going here to build schools, to build hospitals, to build roads, or to build that and to build that. Independence Day is not necessarily celebrated with marches and singing and all that. We can have that on TV. TV time could be given to these celebrations. President comes out, you pick one or two children from different schools around, bring them all around in a TV space, celebrate. It is enough. Once in a while, you could come out and do a celebration like this. But you cannot be celebrating when the people are overly hungry. You cannot be celebrating when you are running to the IMF and looking for money. You cannot be running around begging for money and then you still spend money celebrating your begging. Of course, it is very, very important to celebrate our independence because it liberated us from the claws of the wicked colonialists. In the same vein, if we are eagerly running to the same colonialists to beg for money and beg for that and beg for that, with many of our citizens requiring that the same slave master should come back and rule us, then what is the importance of our independence? Somebody would want me to repeat it. We chased out the colonialists because we wanted freedom and independence. Today we are running back to the same colonialists, begging for money, with a lot of our citizens asking the colonial master to come and take over the country again. These are the questions we are asking. My brother, my sister, come here. Now the interesting thing is that this year they decided to go all the way to the Volta region. Probably the former president, John Dramani Mahama, was there campaigning. In fact, he started his whole campaign for the 2024 elections in the Volta region, which is traditionally a stronghold of his party, the NDC. So they strategized probably to try and break the wings of the NDC in the Volta region by giving them an Independence Day celebration, the last one before they leave office. So they went there. and invited the former president to be there. The former president went there, but he boycotted it a few minutes later. Why did he do that? Watch this. Mahama boycotts Independence Day in Ho, says it has been hijacked by NPP. Let's read. Former President John Dramani Mahama has said he will not be part of the Independence Day anniversary in Ho today, Monday, March 6. Now, the theme for the event will be our unity, our strength, our purpose. Mr. Mahama accused the organizers of the event of turning the occasion into a political party, jamboree, where new patriotic party supporters are bussed to cheer up their leaders. Mr. Mahama stated that the Independence Day celebration is a national solemn day and should not be hijacked by a political party. Speaking at the National Democratic Congress Professional Forum dinner and awards night in Accra on Sunday, March 5, Mr. Mahama, who is seeking to be elected flag bearer of the NDC ahead of the 2024 general election, said, I just came from the Volta region. Listen to this. And just when I was leaving, they were preparing to celebrate the Independence Day. I have stopped going to Independence Day because it has become a party jamboree. I went to Tamale and they told GBC to take the camera off me. They bussed their supporters in and filled the whole stadium. When I got into the stadium, the place was quiet. I went and sat. They gave me some corner somewhere. I went and sat there and they occupied the days. When any of them came, the supporters shouted. I said, I don't want to be part of this party jamboree. Independence is a solemn national celebration that is celebrated at Independence Square, and everybody could come. Today, they bust their supporters in, they have party flags, and they are wearing party t-shirts. I don't want to be part of the party jamboree. Dash. Mr. Mahama realized that he had been invited to a place and GBC was ordered to take the camera off him. They didn't want to give him any prominence. When he entered the stadium, there was quiet because he had gone into the stronghold of the party in power. How stronghold? They bussed the people in there and it was stage managed. Don't clap for anybody from the other party. Clap even if it is not funny. Clap, 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 clap for the party in power. He was smart enough to realize it and he left. He decided that he would not be part of it again as long as this party is in power. Now when he was giving his speech, he went ahead to say, he is an Nkrumahist and he will celebrate Ghana every day the Nkrumah way. But if it's going to be hijacked by political parties, it would be in defiance of, in negation of Nkrumah's independence. And therefore, he will not be part of it. I support him. I do support him. None of us wanted the Independence Day celebrated this way. What the Chief Justice, former Chief Justice said, should have been adhered to. It would have been an opportunity to build boreholes, to build schools and hospitals. Tamale Hospital, they've run out of vaccines. The whole Ghana, no vaccines. People are going to be sick. You don't care about that. You care about little children coming out to march and sing your praises. And then you fly in a helicopter because you are too old to walk. You cannot even inspect the parade walking. You have to be in a car that takes you around. Why? Who forced you? We can have these things when the storm is blown away, not at the time that you are running after the IMF and the World Bank begging for money. But one thing President Mahama said, which I would like to share my opinion on, is this. The Independence Day celebration should not always be at the Independence Square. Yes, Nkrumah held it there, but taking it to other regions, year after year, would also help to open those regions up. Especially if we are going to stop this kind of celebration and then use the money to build different regions of the country. It will make sense. May I also make a suggestion? When it comes to Independence Day celebration, as I said, why don't we invite different schools from across the whole Ghana, one school from each region? Come, let us join and do the parade in Accra, or just a few members in Accra or some other part of Ghana. Only one venue, but represented by the whole nation, is captured on TV rather than doing it in all 16 regions and spending so much money. That's my suggestion. Better still, come here. Better still, for now, shelve it. Let the president come out and talk to the people on TV, on radio. We don't mind if we don't even do it for the next 10 years and we see development going on. We can do the rest of it on TV. I don't know how many people agree with this, but that is what I think. Yes. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Shonemo.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blakk Pot, Kuku Shonemo.